Imagine waking up one morning, grabbing your phone and trying to check your favorite social media platform. Nothing loads. You try another website, still nothing. You switch to Netflix, Reddit, Spotify, Amazon. One by one, they all seem to be offline. At first, you think your internet connection has stopped working. Maybe your Wi-Fi is down, or your internet provider is having problems. But then you realize millions of people around the world are experiencing exactly the same thing. It almost feels as if the internet itself has been switched off. This wasn't a movie, and it wasn't a fictional cyber attack. It really happened on October 21st, 2016, during one of the largest and most influential cyber attacks in history. The attack exposed a hidden weakness in the modern internet and changed the way cybersecurity experts viewed connected devices forever. Surprisingly, the attackers didn't use powerful supercomputers or secret government technology. Instead, they weaponized ordinary devices that millions of people had sitting inside their own homes. To understand what happened that day, we first need to understand how the internet actually works. Most people think that when they type a website address into a browser, their computer somehow magically knows where that website is located. But that's not how it works. Every website on the internet has a numerical IP address, similar to a phone number. Since remembering long strings of numbers would be impossible, we use names like google.com or netflix.com instead. Behind the scenes, a system called the Domain Name System, better known as DNS, translates those names into the correct IP addresses. You can think of DNS as the internet's phone book. Without it, your browser knows the name of the website you want to visit, but has no idea where to find it. One of the companies responsible for providing this crucial service was DIN. Although most internet users had never heard of the company, DIN played an essential role in keeping many of the world's biggest websites accessible. Companies such as Twitter, Netflix, Reddit, Spotify, GitHub, PayPal, and many others relied on DIN's DNS infrastructure. As long as DIN continued operating normally, users could reach these services without even knowing DIN existed. Then everything changed. On the morning of October 21st, DIN's systems suddenly became overwhelmed by an enormous amount of internet traffic. At first, engineers believed they were dealing with a temporary issue. However, the traffic kept increasing until their servers struggled to respond to legitimate requests. Since DIN was responsible for directing users to thousands of websites, the effects quickly spread across the internet. To millions of people, it looked as though many of the world's most popular websites had disappeared. The websites themselves had not crashed. Their servers were still online. The problem was that users could no longer locate them because the system responsible for directing traffic had become overloaded. Imagine calling someone whose phone is working perfectly, but every telephone directory in the country has suddenly vanished. You know the person's name, but you have no way of finding their number. That was essentially what happened to the internet. Security experts quickly realized that this wasn't an accident. DIN was under attack. The attack was a distributed denial of service attack, more commonly known as a DDoS attack. Unlike traditional cyber attacks, where hackers try to steal information or break into systems, a DDoS attack has a different objective. Instead of stealing data, the attackers simply flood a target with so much internet traffic that legitimate users can no longer access it. Imagine trying to enter a football stadium through a single doorway while millions of people attempt to squeeze through at exactly the same moment. Eventually, nobody gets inside because the entrance becomes completely blocked. The same principle applies to computer servers. Normally, DDoS attacks require a large number of computers working together. However, what made this attack different was the source of that traffic. The attackers didn't rely primarily on personal computers. Instead, they used security cameras, home routers, digital video recorders, baby monitors, and countless other smart devices connected to the internet. These devices belonged to ordinary people who had absolutely no idea they were participating in one of the biggest cyber attacks ever recorded. The malware responsible for this operation was called Mirai. Mirai was specifically designed to search the internet for vulnerable Internet of Things devices, commonly known as IoT devices. These products often had very limited security. Many manufacturers shipped them with simple factory default usernames and passwords, such as admin or 12345. Even worse, countless users never changed those passwords after installing the devices in their homes or businesses. The Mirai attack changed the way the world viewed connected devices. It proved that even something as ordinary as a home security camera or a Wi-Fi router could become part of a global cyber attack if left unprotected. Today, billions of smart devices are connected to the internet, making cybersecurity more important than ever. The attack on DIN remains one of the clearest reminders that our connected world is only as secure as its weakest devices. Sometimes, the biggest cyber threats don't come from powerful supercomputers or secret government technology. Sometimes they come from the everyday devices sitting quietly in our homes, waiting for someone else to take control. If you enjoyed this story and want to learn more about the biggest cyber attacks, the most mysterious hackers, and the hidden world of cybersecurity, make sure to subscribe to the channel and enable notifications so you never miss a new video. Also, if you found this story interesting, leave a like. It helps support the channel and allows me to continue creating more videos about the fascinating world of technology and cybersecurity. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.